I wouldn't say that. I mean, I don't think that the vice president has a firm grasp over the issues, so why would she want to talk to the press and expose that? So she's smart to avoid any press conferences or one-on-one interviews that might challenge her, because she's not really up to speed on how to solve any problems. I haven't seen it if she is. 3.5 years as vice president, she doesn't put forth one solution to one problem, and this is what I do for a living every day. So if I were her and her campaign, I would say, if we can avoid the press, if they're going to give us a pass, then we will.
And Bill, let me ask you this, though. Do you believe that there's also a messaging problem with the GOP? It seems as though they haven't really figured out a way to really attack Ms. Harris and hold her feet to the fire.
Well, there really isn't a coordinated strategy in the Republican Party. There's no strategy at all. It's whatever Donald Trump wants to do that day. So you have to understand there's a difference between how both parties are structured. On the Republican side, there's only one person calling the shots, and that's Trump. On the Democratic side, Kamala Harris has a bevy of advisors whom she listens to. And they lay out strategy for her, and she follows that strategy, whereas Trump does what he wants. So there's a huge difference in the way they present themselves to the public.
Bill, what did you take away from Mr. Trump's interaction with Elon Musk on the platform X and some of the reaction post that interview?
I didn't take away anything from it. It's a propaganda thing. I mean, Elon Musk is a supporter of Donald Trump. So he's not going to ask Mr. Trump any challenging questions. It's like a Democrat going on MSNBC or NBC News in general. They're not going to get grilled. So I'm busy, Nick. I don't know about you, but I'm working this campaign like crazy. I don't have time to sit there and listen to this. So I get a transcript. I see what's said. I think Donald Trump is very smart to ally himself with Elon Musk. I was outraged that the EU tried to intrude on that. That was insulting to every single American, that these pinheads over in Brussels will say, hey, don't you say anything provocative or we're going to try to hurt you. I mean, that really is insulting. So that was my big takeaway out of that whole thing.
And it seems as though, Mr. Trump definitely said afterwards, when Ms. Harris talked about repealing taxes on tips, that she had copied his plan. It seems as though her growing enthusiasm on social media is also copying a familiar Trump refrain. Do you think Harris will avoid speaking on a mainstream network and completely go to voters directly online and continue to use TikTok as she's been doing?
I think after the convention, she's going to have to cherry pick a couple of interviews because if she goes into the debate in September totally avoiding the press, I mean, Trump is going to clock her. I mean, it's going to be ridiculous. I think the American people know what the con is, C-O-N. So I think she's going to have to cherry pick. Maybe she'll do an interview with you in NewsNation. I hope she does. But more likely she'll go to friendlies, and, they'll sit there and they'll do what they do. And American people won't learn anything.
Bill, I'll tell you this. If you can make that call and have her come to Morning in America, I think that we would magically see an appearance from Chris Cuomo. What do you think?
Yeah, I'm on Cuomo tonight. I have a column. I call it the Message of the Day on BillO'Reilly.com. This morning, and I hope everybody goes there and reads it. The most important questions, and actually there are only two, one for Harris and one for Trump. Right? They need to answer. Now, Kamala Harris is never going to talk to me in a million years, although Barack Obama did, and 3 times, 3 big interviews, and it helped him. But Harris, I don't think, is that secure in her positioning. So I don't think we're ever going to see that kind of a thing. But I hope she goes on NewsNation. Cuomo can interview her. Cuomo's a good interviewer. Why wouldn't she go on with him?
Thanks for watching, everybody. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. Also, don't forget to click that red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.